Every year, they silently glide through the freezing waters of the North Atlantic. Cold, massive, unstoppable. Icebergs. Many vessels have been lost in iceberg-prone regions without a trace, making it challenging to determine the exact number of ships sunk due to iceberg collision. But one of them took down the Titanic, sending over 1,500 souls to the bottom of the ocean. Today, thousands of ships safely sail the same deadly waters. So who's watching? Who's protecting them? There's a hidden patrol, a quiet group of professionals who track deadly icebergs before they can strike. You've probably never heard of them, but they might just be saving thousands of lives every single year. So if you're curious about the mysteries beneath the waves, keep watching The Curious Corner. Icebergs may look calm and majestic, but they are some of the most dangerous natural threats to ships at sea, because nearly 90% of an iceberg is hidden underwater. What looks like a floating chunk of ice could actually be the size of a skyscraper beneath the surface. In 1912, one such iceberg tore a 300-foot gash into the side of the Titanic. And since then, the shipping industry has lived with a chilling fear. What if it happens again? Therefore, in 1914, after the Titanic disaster shook the world, 13 nations came together, and they formed the International Ice Patrol, or IIP. However, they're not a military force. They don't use warships, they don't carry weapons. Instead, they fight nature with satellites, aircraft, and weather data. It's a war against time, against fog, and against unpredictable oceans. You'll probably never hear about them in the news, as they operate in remote cold zones with almost no media attention. Based out of the U.S. Coast Guard, this small team has been monitoring icebergs for over a century, quietly saving lives without ever being seen. So, how do they actually do it? Every year from February to August, when the iceberg season begins, the patrol launches specialized aircraft over the North Atlantic. These planes are equipped with radar, infrared sensors, and trained eyes. They scan the ocean, tracking every large chunk of ice drifting into shipping lanes. But that's just the beginning. They use NASA satellite data, weather predictions, ocean currents, and historical records to forecast where each iceberg will drift. Then they send out daily reports that are shared globally with cargo ships, oil tankers, and passenger vessels. One message from the IIP can mean the difference between a smooth journey and a disaster. There's a place called the Iceberg Limit, a moving invisible line where dangerous icebergs begin to appear. In simple words, it's an imaginary boundary in the ocean that shows how far south or into shipping lanes the dangerous icebergs have floated. Think of it like a warning line on a map. Ships crossing into this zone have to stay alert. And thanks to the patrol, they know exactly where that line is every single day. It's like a warning flare in the middle of nowhere. If you're a ship captain, that little report from the Ice Patrol, it's your lifeline. Now you might be thinking, don't we have advanced technology now? Why do we still need people watching icebergs? The truth is, we need them more than ever, because climate change is melting glaciers faster than before, sending more icebergs into the ocean, and in more random directions. Some years, the Ice Patrol tracks over 1,000 icebergs drifting dangerously close to busy ship routes. And as the Arctic warms up, new shipping paths are opening, bringing danger to places we never had to worry about before. Without the patrol, today's massive cargo ships, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, would be sailing blind. So the next time you hear about a ship crossing the Atlantic or a cruise heading to Greenland, remember there's a small group of people flying above the freezing ocean, tracking deadly icebergs so the rest of us can sail safely. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel, The Curious Corner.